I have no special talent, I am only passionately curious. You know Einstein, right? Some people say his worth was more than 1,000 scientists. Einstein worked on things no one thought possible. Albert Einstein was a physicist who published the theory of special relativity E is equals to mc squared, and formulating the photoelectric laws, and left the whole world surprised, and therefore he was awarded by the Nobel Prize. Seeing his extraordinary thinking and understanding power, people believe that Einstein had an extraordinary brain that was quite different from an ordinary human brain. Einstein also knew what happens with all the things people become curious about. That's why he didn't want his body to be researched upon, and that's why he instructed that his body and his brain to be cremated. But the fate had other things in mind, and the same thing came to pass, which Einstein feared. On April 13, 1955, Albert Einstein died in Princeton Hospital, and the doctor who performed his autopsy stole his brain. You can call it curiosity about the genius or the madness of Dr. The doctor name was Thomas Harvey, who was more interested in studying this brain than facing the consequences. But when the Princeton Hospital finally found about this, Dr. Thomas Harvey was fired, but somehow he managed to convince the Hans Albert son of Albert Einstein to let him continue working on the brain and find out what made him so special, and thus a long journey started for the discovery of the brain and Dr. Harvey. But Dr. Thomas Harvey lost his job at Princeton Hospital, thus no longer having access to its resources. So he took the brain to Pennsylvania, where he took a lot of photos of the brain and cut it into 240 small pieces, and preserved every piece in separate jar, which he then hid in his basement, which caused a lot of arguments with his wife, and arguments ended in the divorce and him moving to Kansas City to work as medical supervisor. He tried to study the brain in what little time he had. He switched several jobs and couldn't do any soiled search on the brain. Instead, his medical license was canceled. At which time he made the decision which will change what we know about the human brains. He sent different pieces of the brain to the best neurologist in the world for detailed research. Many neurologists published several studies on this genius's brain, where it was found that Einstein's brain was quite different from the ordinary human brain. The biggest difference was found in the corpus callosum part. Now it is important to know that human brain is divided into two parts. The left brain controls the right portion of the body, whereas the right brain controls the left portion of the body, and for 90% of human. The left brain is responsible for speech understanding, mathematical calculations, and writing, where the right brain is responsible for creativity, understanding of shapes, art, and music. Now you must be thinking, what is the work of the corpus callosum? Imagine you are typing on the keyboard, and while doing this, both hands are busy in typing. The left hand is typing some alphabets, and the right hand is also doing the same. During typing, your left hand made a mistake, and you quickly used your right hand to erase that mistake. That means that when your right brain committed a mistake, it rectified the mistake by signaling the left brain. The link through which both halves of the brain are connected is called the corpus callosum. And Einstein's corpus callosum was larger than ordinary humans. That means his left brain and the right brain had a strong connection, because of which Einstein could imagine complex problems and situations. Apart from the difference in the corpus callosum, Einstein's brain's pattern was also quite different from others. Researchers believe that it is the reason for good neuron flow. A good flow of neurons means that he had great power for mathematical calculations. But the biggest question was Einstein born with such a special brain, or were there changes afterwards? Albert Einstein was not like other children when he was born. He did not speak until the age of 5, and even after that, he preferred to remain lost in his own thoughts rather than engage in conversation. He had a poor memory and struggled to memorize simple multiplication tables. However, he had an extraordinary talent for processing math and numbers in logical ways that allowed him to excel in mathematics and science. Despite failing in other subjects, he shone in these areas, and his professors often found themselves nervous when he raised his hand to ask a question. From a young age, Einstein was determined to encapsulate the laws of the universe in a single equation, and this became his life's mission. He began publishing research papers at the age of 26, and these works surprised the world with their brilliance. His groundbreaking research earned him a PhD degree and the Nobel Prize, which he was awarded for his outstanding contribution to humanity. Einstein's brain became the subject of fascination for many doctors and scientists who marveled at its uniqueness. They concluded that the biggest reason for its exceptionalism was that Einstein used it in ways that other people did not. Whenever he encountered a question that he could not answer, he turned to his brain to help him find a solution. This relentless use of his brain from a young age helped to develop it in ways that made it special. Einstein's brain is kept in America's Mutter Museum Winter, served with great care on microscopic slides. We are sure that you will like this video. So do not forget to like, comment, share the video, and subscribe to the channel. We will meet you soon with another new video.